Ben, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
Seeing as how that's on the agenda.
It is. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Perfect. Okay, let the roll minutes show that everybody's in attendance. Okay, let's see, corners. Development of golf course work plan. Did everybody do their homework and give a work plan into submission?
Yes.
Yes. Anything you want to discuss? Samantha, do we need to discuss anything?
You guys just need to land on items that you want. It's obviously that golf course master plan would be in there. I do think that the committee should provide input on priority projects. That's an important one. Course fees are going to be included in the master plan, so I don't know if that needs to be called out separately.
And they're doing an analysis as part of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Develop an Amenity Donation Program, this is an opportunity to replace some of the aging benches on the golf course. Some of the ones right by the tee boxes are looking pretty bad, and I know it was a previous Eagle Scout project, but I'd like to come up with a pretty consistent kind of branded bench program within the golf course, and that could be somebody can donate a bench essentially. Similar to what we have the CARE program in the rest of the city and the parks along the beaches. So staff would like the opportunity to at least look into that, and then any program that's put together, the committee would get the opportunity to say yay or nay to.
There was in the past, it was discouraged we were stopping putting people's names on things. I can't remember why that was.
Yeah, the effort was to not start to have random plaques recognizing this hole in honor of, this tree in honor of. That's not the goal here. This is strictly an amenity replacement program that allows us to offset our costs, so we don't have to go into the golf fund to replace a bench at $2,500. Or a drinking fountain, or the ball washing stations. It's a little bit of an opportunity to just say, we can save money by seeing if somebody wants to donate it. It's going to have a lifespan. We're going to work only within this box. And the golf committee would be able to say, these are the only items that are available for donation, so to speak.
I've looked at them and I think we could get away with just sanding them and refinishing them, because it's just down to the bare wood right now. If you just had a finish on them to protect them on the weather.
So if someone donates, we're not going to let them put their...
We would. Yeah, so this project is just an opportunity for you guys to get more information on it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I know the ones that are there now, yes, you could sand them down. That's still going to cost us something, and staff won't be able to do it. So at that point, we might as well buy probably a new bench at the cost that it would be to refurbish the ones that are out there. But it's up to the committee if that's something.
I think it's worthwhile.
Yes, I agree.
I know the men's club is interested in finding ways to get back to women's too, sure.
No, we don't have the same money that you have. You've
Yeah.
always got excess money.
But they've got a huge club now.
Yeah.
Alright.
So that's that one. The vendor contract compliance, that is also going to be brought through the master plan. Our master plan consultant is reviewing all of the contracts and going to be giving an opportunity and an opinion on how we should be managing contracts going forward and some of the deficiencies that we currently have. Again, you could also assign this as a work item and assign it to the House subcommittee specifically if the committee wants to take a separate stab at it.
Is that useful for us?
Yes, I think that would
Yeah,
be
okay.
useful.
Yeah,
I
let's-
agree with
okay,
that.
Let's do that.
Okay, keep that.
The cart path repairs, this can be added to work plan, but there's no budget for it right now. We could figure out what the cost is. I know that it's going to be considered through the master plan too. The architects looked at that. We would have, if you want to look at it this fiscal year, so we're looking at projects from now until June 30th of 2025, we would have to go back and ask for a supplemental appropriation for budget to actually get the work done. Or we can add it into the master plan and then kind of jump to the priority list of projects, which I'm sure that's going to be pretty high up there. Or it can be handled as a standalone item.
I'd suggest there's a safety issue on number 15 for people walking.
Just thinking of that.
Those, I mean, somebody I know very well, my wife, her foot stuck in one of those cracks and fell over. on
Yeah, it's a
15.
liability issue, no doubt.
It
about
is.
Just like we had a couple years ago, behind 15, after you finished going to 16, it got so bad we had to do something immediately on that, just to prevent liability.
Mhm. And that particular area, when you first exit the tee box area, is, it could be patched temporarily.
Yeah.
That would solve that problem, doesn't have to be replaced wholesale, like in the master plan, I would imagine they would. But that could be patched.
So
Several.
we can bring that as a standalone item, and I think the objective would be staff can present to the committee what the cost would be and what the project would look like, and then the committee can make a recommendation to council on what that actually ends up being.
I think we're looking more like a Band-Aid than a whole redo. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
It got kind of skipped over when we were redoing the cart paths
Yeah.
because they needed a way to get out of the lower tee. And they couldn't, they just didn't have any other way to do it but skip that.
I'm not sure if that's the only place that has that, I just know that that is a real issue.
I mean, we could even specify 15 in particular. I mean,
Yes.
17's more just, I'm assuming the stretch you right after the tee box there, right?
Well,
That looks really bad.
when we met with Andy and Sam, I was thinking about my suggestions on 17 and 18. 18 is basically a frontage road for the city as well as a cart path that we use. But if they want to take the cart path out, which I don't have any problem with, they still need the one to get over the canyon on
Yeah, yeah.
17. That's the only thing. If they take the cart path out on the right, I'm fine with that. And all that. I mean, we really don't even have a cart path on 18 until you get to your second shot. Everybody uses that frontage road. And then it breaks off. You know, we have 30 yards of cart path, and then it breaks off into fairway, and then you don't get cart path again until you start up the hill towards the green. So I'd like to see the cart paths disappear. I don't think we have that much inclement weather anyway. So I'm in agreement with letting it fold into the master plan.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost though say addressing short-term issues with 15 in particular. I had rolled my ankle
Yeah.
walking through there too. And if the master plan, you know, is a 12 months out sort of thing, we need something maybe a little, again, just a Band-Aid.
No, I agree.
So maybe just specifying whole 15 is to make it a little bit more specific. Knowing that the rest of the cart paths would all be part of the master plan.
I mean, do we want to make it more generic and talk about out-of-budget cycle repairs that need to be done or something? Because if we're just doing a work plan for things for each meeting, this seems like this is probably the most urgent item now. But it'd be good to have a standing items that talk about the things that may need to have a special dispensation outside of the budget process.
Like we lose trees again, and you suddenly put them back in for safety reasons.
Right.
I noticed they took that tree down on 12. Ricky got in there and did that, and I went by this morning and they got like 6 new ones all the way down the line. Looked good.
Yeah, just not very big. So are we okay with what Mark has said?
So what are you looking, what would the?
I'm just saying, like, we have a very specific item on here, but we're talking about like an annual work plan. Maybe we just say it's a standing item at each meeting is to repair, or just to review you know,
Urgent needs.
urgent needs of the courts.
Okay.
That are outside of the standard
Yeah,
appropriations. Be a bad idea, just discuss it, as an agenda item.
yeah.
Or what is out there that is urgent, and maybe nothing.
Yeah, we can add that. I do want to steer away from any kind of discussion about liability though.
Right, understood. But just,
We can add that. It can be under items from committee members.
yeah.
Okay.
You can put it under pre-liability.
Enhancements.
Proactive. Okay, the next one is review and evaluate golf course maintenance equipment for cost efficiency. They are looking at this
Yeah.
on the other side, not the architect side, but the operation side, so that will come through the master
We
plan.
don't need to specify that.
And driving range net extension will also be discussed. They're gonna talk a lot about the practice facilities, but if you'd like to look at it even more so than what we already did.
Well, where did we land after having that presentation
Yeah.
last time and everything about just extending immediately the right side there?
I don't know where they well, we landed on approving what was presented, which is an extension of the netting.
On the right-hand side,
Yes,
up
on the right
up
side.
to the current,
Yes,
we didn't address the non-liability issue around the third tee box.
right.
I think short term, all we had really availability money wise was.
Money-wise, yeah, that was,
just, and that
that
seems
was
the
it.
most urgent need right there is people are getting
Mhm.
impacted. Is that going to council for approval?
Yes, the contract award will go to council probably in the next, hopefully November.
Okay, so then is there any other further action at this point for us in the work plan outside of what's in the master?
Not on
plan?
that specific stretch of the driving range, unless you wanna look at hole 3, because that was not budgeted for.
But I think that's gonna be addressed in the master plan. What we see, so.
Well, that's kind of crazy with the master plan that they redo the range.
Well, I mean, it should be, we shouldn't put the net up if they're redoing the
Exactly.
range.
Yeah, but when
Well, we
is that
should-
gonna be? That could
It
be
could take a long, it could
3
take
or
a
4
while, which
years
it
from
seems
now.
like the immediate need though that we addressed in the last meeting is something that's still worth pursuing.
It is an immediate need that needs to be taken care
Yeah, so I don't think there's any need for this to be part of the work plan outside because we've already sort of done our part
Right.
and approved it.
of. Right.
Okay, so we can keep cross that now.
And the last one here is the reestablishing the house screens and finance subcommittees, which I think are important pieces to this committee as a whole.
I do have one thing.
Yes,
About the silver tee boxes that that was a sort of an ongoing thing to make permanent silver tee boxes. And I was hoping that that would be part of this.
That was a suggestion in the master plan.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's talk about.
yeah, that'll be discussed in the master plan, but you're welcome to put it as a standalone item if you'd like
If
to.
you think it's a more immediate need, because again, master plan is gonna be presented and then it's gonna be looked at and then you gotta prioritize everything, you're looking long term on that.
I would think the master plan can do it. There's no immediate need.
Yeah.
Everyone's fine with what it is. It just would be nicer for the course if we had.
Yeah, I mean, I
tee
know
boxes.
Jordan kept saying every 6 months they were gonna try and add one or
Right.
two.
Yeah, they've got, I think they have 4 now.
Yeah,
And then 15 he was going to build steps down, but again, I'm sure the master plan has a plan for 15. Or does it?
there's discussion of it, yes, and there will be some planning ideas, some suggestions.
I was kind of hoping Jordan could be here tonight because I think I had a suggestion that made a lot of sense to me is to have Jordan or his assistant come up with a monthly plan of what they are going to do for that month, whatever it is, and then have that broadcast through the men's club bulletin, and then you say, hey, we need help here, or they could use that bulletin for we have a responsibility to fix all our ball marks for the guests that don't, come in and that kind of stuff. But you can do a lot with it, and I think it would give a lot of information to the members, knowing what's going to happen. Oh, if they plan to punch the greens next month, or they're going to redo the tee boxes or something. Just let them know what's going on their course. It'd be just information there.
To that point, most courses, when I go on a website, they'll have a notification, hey, we're going to aerate during this time. And that was not on our website, and it seemed to be a good idea.
And the best place for that is where I've seen it really good is on the 4UP main page.
Exactly.
It says here's our, just before you're clicking on your resident or what non-resident, you're trying to get your time, it says really clearly right there, and then people know when.
Good idea, yeah.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be nice for people to know what they are planning on doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're putting trees in or something, it's just
Yeah,
information.
that could be, yeah, exactly. I don't know if it needs to be on that. The more immediate maintenance stuff, I think on 4UP, but the newsletter, like he's saying.
Well, the newsletter only goes to the Lions Club.
Well, it could go to you. He could pass it. You guys could distribute it as needed.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would've been nice to see, oh, we got 6 new trees along, 12.
That's what the course
That would
report
really
is for.
perk me
So
up.
that sounds like,
So I'd like to meet them all, but no.
so managing the website, that's somebody's job and responsibility. We're asking them to do more now, which,
That's my responsibility.
is that your?
I don't mind updating the website, but I don't get the information shared with me, so.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Jordan, or, who's under him?
Jeff,
Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something he can delegate down and send it over to Miley, and
it's not Miley, it's me.
Maybe that's something the Greens subcommittee could help with. We could help collect that.
Yeah, if you wanna work on that.
And we could scrub it a
I
little
think
bit
it's an
so that-
important thing. I am
Yeah.
100% on board with you guys on that one.
I think the public would like to know, and I think it would be beneficial for the staff, the
Absolutely.
maintenance crew, to get credit for things that they're doing, because I think a lot of it flies under the radar.
Yeah, and I'll connect with Jordan. He's gonna be out, I think,
Yeah,
this
let him
week,
know our
but I'll
thoughts.
connect with him and ask that he share some information and I can get it on the website.
Yeah. And if you want us to sort of scrub it before it gets to you,
Yeah, we have that calendar Robert pointed out. There's a calendar on there, and I was trying to post whenever Wedgwood had an event, so people were aware, because their events aren't every day. We were trying to be cognizant of that, and it just takes some pressure on folks to
That's
give
a
the
lot of
info.
work. I mean, you're already stretched thin. Is there a way to help you with that somewhere along the line?
Yeah, Debbie can help with it.
Oh.
It's about the two of us, so.
She's not stretched.
look at her delegate.
Nobody's gonna do
We
that.
know she's superhuman, so.
Yeah, a monthly update's great. I agree with you guys. I'm totally fine with that.
Does Wedgwood give you a monthly update so that
Sometimes.
I'd rather not to.
sometimes there's
How many months are there in a year? What are you expecting?
5.
Speaking of the website, this morning, we saw the questionnaire on there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Good.
I updated that.
showed
Yeah, I think yeah, that's very good.
Okay, so because we're on the work plan, I want to make sure I've got everything. We have the master plan update, priority projects. Did we want to include the course fees just within the master plan?
Yeah, we don't need to call that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got the, considering an amenity donation program. It sounds like the contract compliance is going to be a part of the House subcommittee.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, please.
And then I've got review urgent needs of the course at every meeting. That can be a standing item. And then obviously we'll reestablish the House Greens and Finance subcommittees. And then the monthly newsletter I don't think needs to be on your work plan. That can be something that you just work on with the committee and staff.
Okay.
Or you can make it something of the Green subcommittee.
If you want us to help,
just
just
I'll let you guys know. Okay, so you can call for the vote, Chairman, when you're ready.
Do we have to make a motion to accept that, or?
Yes, please.
Entertaining a motion.
I second the motion. Second.
We didn't even have to make it. I'll make the
I'll make the motion.
Well, that we were just,
Just trying-
I'm just throwing it out.
We're all so polite, waiting for each other.
Okay, so Ben made the motion, Andy seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. What else we got? Can we get over to the resolution of amending the?
Yeah, so I got a chance to speak with Jordan. He is great from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. and then good at 6 p.m. on. He has to balance some childcare things after 3 p.m. So he said, a 2 p.m. meeting works, or 6 p.m. really is kind of his, or earlier in the day.
But he had something special today.
Today,
Yeah, 6 p.m.
yeah, I told him you didn't need to be here today.
Well, how do you guys feel about 6? You want to leave it at 6?
yeah, well, I golf on a Thursday, so at an earlier time. I mean, I
Play
can.
faster. 6 is fine
Four
with
was
me, I
fine,
don't
but-
care.
Selfishly, 6 is easier because then work doesn't get in the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I need a motion of course.
Well, I'll move to establish the calendar at 6 p.m. for the upcoming year.
Second?
I second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Done. That's all the business. Anything else? From the committee members?
It's not on your agenda.
Not allowed.
No,
Oh,
no other things.
This is a special meeting.
Okay. I deem us closed then.
You need a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Time is it?
We have to agree.
6:22.
You did it.